Good evening, dear friends. Welcome to Newspaper Analysis Townhall. So it is a matter of pride for all of us that Indian astronaut Group Captain Subhanshu Shukla has become first Indian to reach International Space Station. Today at around 4:30 p.m., his spacecraft has docked in International Space Station under Axiom-4 mission. Let us try to understand what is the meaning of this term docking. So docking is a process by which spacecraft connect to the space station. So you can here see, let's say this is a spacecraft. So it would be coming and then it has to do very precise maneuvers in order to dock at exactly this position. And this docking that has been done today is autonomous docking. What is the meaning of autonomous docking? It is a docking that is done without human intervention. So if a human is not controlling this spacecraft, then how it is guiding itself to the precise point? It guides itself through the use of sensors and control system. These are very important technological innovations. Few months back, India has also demonstrated that it can do autonomous docking. That is very important for Gaganyaan mission, which is slated for 2027. Now the name of spacecraft capsule in which the astronauts were traveling is Dragon, and they docked into Harmony module of International Space Station. Now let us look at some historical background. Before Subhanshu Shukla, Rakesh Sharma was the first Indian to go into space. Now Subhanshu Shukla has become first Indian to go into International Space Station. And Subhanshu Shukla is the second Indian to go into space after Rakesh Sharma. This is second. Or first Indian in last 41 years. Now let us see. So that is why it is a big feat for India. Let us see some details about the mission that would be important for your prelims examination. The duration of this mission is 14 days. During these 14 days, the astronauts would conduct more than 60 experiments, out of which 8 are from ISRO also. It means Group Captain Subhanshu Shukla would be conducting these experiments. These experiments are called microgravity experiment. What is microgravity? Do you think, is there any gravity in space? Yes or no? Write your answer in the comment. Yes, there is small gravity in the space, and microgravity is a condition where you feel weightless. So how human body behaves in space, how, let us say, a seed would behave in space. These such kind of experiments are called microgravity experiment. This question has come in this prelims also. Now the rocket that is used is Falcon 9 rocket. This rocket is manufactured by a private US company, that is SpaceX. SpaceX is company of Elon Musk. Now the important thing about this rocket is that this rocket is partially reusable. Now you would be very much surprised that once this rocket was fired into space, just after 9 minutes, it came back also. And now some parts of it will be reused in another mission. Okay, it is a 2-stage rocket. Takeoff from Kennedy Space Center, Florida. This is the same place from where Neil Armstrong rocket also did the takeoff. Now, what is the significance of this axiom formation for India? Obviously, we will gain insight into spaceflight operation. Now, the group captain in International Space Station, he would be able to take a lot of experience, understand, train himself. This training would be used in Gaganyaan. Okay. Now let us try to figure out some information about International Space Station. First of all, International Space Station, if this is Earth, then International Space Station is above 400 kilometers from Earth. It is rotating 400 kilometers above Earth, and it rotates in such a speed that it completes one round of Earth in 90 minutes. What is International Space Station? It is basically a home and workplace in space. First module was started in 1998 and it was completely assembled by 2011. The life of present International Space Station is till 2030. Okay, so this is how these are the works of various things. These are solar panels. It is a collaborative effort of 5 countries: NASA, Japan, Russia. Please tell in comment which are the 2 more countries which are partner in International Space Station. So that was all in this topic. Let us move on to next topic. The next news is that Union Cabinet has passed resolution to mark 50th year of emergency. Okay, so what is emergency? Which emergency are we talking about? According to the Constitution, there can be 3 types of emergencies. One is national emergency, Article 352 of Constitution. President rule, it is mostly applied in states. Article 356, financial emergency. Here in this article we are talking about national emergency. National emergency is imposed when entire nation or part of nation is threatened by some extraordinary situation. Now, what can be that extraordinary situation? Now, it can be an external threat, such as war. Now, the first emergency was applied in 1965 war. Now, what can be another kind of threat? Another kind of threat is internal threat. What are internal threats? Emergency can be applied on 3 parameters. One is war, second is external aggression, third is armed rebellion. When this emergency was applied by Indira Gandhi in 1975, that was applied on the basis of internal disturbance. However, in 1978, due to 44th Amendment in Constitution, in place of internal disturbance, armed rebellion word was inserted because it is more certain thing. Okay. So this emergency was declared on June 25, 1975. 50 years are completed. What was the effect of emergency at that point of time? Obviously, suspension of fundamental rights, censorship of press. Press was completely suppressed. Just on the intervening night when emergency was declared, the lights or electricity in press was completely cut off. There was mass arrest of opposition leaders. in order to control population, there was forced sterilization drives that impacted many people. Many government employees, they were told to sterilize, go through sterilization, otherwise they could lose their government jobs. And there was curb on judicial independence. So all in all, it is considered as dark chapter in Indian democratic history. However, on the other hand, emergency has also made Indian democracy strong, because we could come out of democracy. We could come out of emergency. There were a lot of Jan Andolan. Okay, so that was all in this topic. Emergency is applied under Part 18 of the Constitution. Now let us move on to next topic. Next topic is enabling voting rights for migrants. Who are migrants? Let's say my native place is Delhi and I am going to Bombay in search of employment. Then I would be considered as a migrant. Let's say my home is in Allahabad and I am going to Noida in search of employment. Then this would be a intra-state migration, means within that state. And when I am moving from Delhi to Mumbai, it is interstate migration. So according to data, in 2021, overall migration rate in India was 28.9%. Out of this, 10% migration is for work-related issues. And for women, majority of women migrate due to marriages. Now the concern of author is to give voting right to migrants. Means how can we ensure that migrant can also vote in their constituencies? So let's say if the migrant is interstate migrant, it means let's say I have from Allahabad to Noida. Now I am working in Noida, but my voting constituency is Allahabad. So what should be done? There should be holiday that should be given so that I can travel to Allahabad. And there should be bus services also that can take me to Allahabad and drop me back. So this should be done to ensure that people who are migrants are poor people, mostly, because they cannot afford this kind of transport so easily. So such services should be made available. After that, for interstate migrants, this author has suggested 3 options. What are these 3 options? First is remote EVM, remote electronic voting machines. So it is saying that in 2023, the Election Commission of India showcased a pilot project of remote electronic voting machines. It means that if my native place is Bihar and I am working in Delhi, so if elections are happening in Bihar, then I can vote in Delhi itself through remote electronic voting machines. So this is proposal number 1. What is proposal number 2? Proposal number 2 is postal ballot. Postal ballot are already there for armed forces. This can also be extended for migrants. What is third option? Third option is switching the voting constituency. It means that let's say if I am working in Delhi and I am native of Bihar, so if I can prove 6 months of residence here, then I should be able to vote in Delhi election rather than Bihar election. Why? Because if I am going to live long term in Delhi, so Delhi policies would affect me more. All these options have their pros and cons, and the author is telling that mixed approach should be adopted. Now let us come to our next issue. The next issue is an issue controversy between governor and Kerala government. What is this controversy? Recently, in a meeting, Kerala governor displayed picture of Bharat Mata. Bharat Mata, let's say this is picture of Bharat Mata at official function. Now what was the Kerala's government response? It objected to it. Why? Because it called it unconstitutional. Let us try to understand what are the constitutional issues that are raised in this controversy. Number one, governor's constitutional role. Governor is constitutional head of a state, and according to the constitutional article 163, he has to act on aid and advice of state government. So if a state government does not want the portrait, the governor should not do it. Second, Bharat Mata portrait. As an individual, I have a lot of respect for this portrait, and maybe governor is also having the respect. He is also entitled. However, there is no legal status to this portrait, like national anthem or national song. So it cannot, or it should not be forcefully present in any official function of government. It obviously violates the neutrality of constitutional post, and Raj Bhavan is not somebody's home. So these are the arguments that are given by author. What B.R. Ambedkar has said, governor under the constitution has no function that he can discharge independently. It means the governor of a state has to work on aid and advice of Council of Ministers or state government. Now there are some prelims fact. The Bharat Mata, or first she was Banga Mata, and it was imagined by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. Now please write in comment that in his which novel, name of the novel in which he first portrayed Banga Mata. This is very important for prelims examination. Then Abanandra Nath Tagore, who was the nephew of Rabindranath Tagore, he painted in 1905 this picture of Bharat Mata, and this picture was promoted by Sister Navedita, who was with Swami Vivekananda. Now there are some facts like governor powers are enunciated in Article 153 to 162. Sarkaria Commission has said that governor should be there as a bridge, not a barrier. You can use this in mains examination. So governor must operate within constitutional boundaries, not personal or ideological choices. So that was this in this topic. Let us come to our last topic. Now, after the wait of various years, pilgrims have been able to visit Mount Kailash, Mansarovar, after 6-year wait. So let us try to understand what is important about Mount Kailasha. Now, Mount Kailash is in Tibet Autonomous Region. It is in Western Tibet, China. So the peak is near tri-junction of India, Nepal and Tibet. What is the height of the peak? 6638 meters. The range is Trans-Himalayan range. Why Mount Kailasha is important and to which religions it is important? Let us try to understand. It is important for Hinduism because it is considered as the abode or home of Lord Shiva. It is important for Buddhism because it is considered as home of Chakra Samvara, who is also known as Demchok. He is a deity in Vajrayana Buddhism. In Jainism, Mount Kalasha is a liberation point for 𝐼𝐸𝐵, who was first Tirthankara. And there is Bon religion. It is a local Tibetan faith. Mount Kalasha is considered as a seat of power for this faith. Climbing is banned due to religion and religious beliefs. Parikrama of Mount Kalasha is done, a very pious thing, a very pious parikrama. So these are the important things about Mount Kalasha. Lake Mansarovar is near Mount Kalasha. It is one of the highest freshwater lake. So that was all in today's town hall. Please write in comment if you have any questions.